US President Donald Trump announced reciprocal tariffs last week, and that's something which has worried a lot of countries, including India. So, in this video, let's unpack what exactly these tariffs are, how are they going to benefit the US, if at all, and how will they impact India. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sanjana from Mockat, where you get directly mentored and coached by 99.9 plus percentilers. So make sure that you're registered here and you're checking out our daily news to get an idea about this and other important topics that an MBA aspirant should know. So what exactly are these tariffs? Now, in front of me, I have the White House fact sheet where they've announced that they want a fair and reciprocal plan. They want to restore fairness in US trade relationships. And they want to make sure that they are focusing on the US and not allowing it to be taken advantage of. Essentially, what they're saying is that there are other countries which have tariffs, which have levied tariffs on US products, and so the US is going to do the same thing. They've given multiple examples. India is actually second out here, where they've said that the average tariff that they have is around 5%, but for India, it's somewhere around 39%. That's like 8 times more. And they've given an example where, the US actually has only a 2.4% tariff on Indian motorcycles, say something like Royal Enfield, whereas we are charging a 100% tariff on US motorcycles. So, say if Harley Davidson or something is being important into India. So what exactly are tariffs? Now, tariffs are taxes that countries would levy on foreign products or services. So if there is an American company that wants to sell some products to Indian consumers or other Indian companies, India can choose to have a tariff when it enters our borders. Typically, this is done to make local industries more competitive, and a couple of ways in which this is done. One, you could have outright restrictions. So say, we could say that, hey, we don't want to, import any defense products because it could be, it could impact our security. But a more common way is actually to levy tariffs and taxes. Now, this is something which ideally is not great for globalization, because what you want is open borders and you want each country to be able to sell, whatever products to other countries, because that is how every country will become more competitive. Consumers will have access to the best products, and that is something which is a key tenet of capitalization of free markets. But most countries do have some form of tariffs because we want to make sure that our local industries are competitive and people have jobs locally. So let me take an example. So let's say there's maybe Indian company that is able to manufacture pens at say 10 rupees, and they want to have a 25% profit, so they are selling pens at 12 rupees and 50 paise. Now say if you have a Chinese company which has a lower cost, maybe they have better economies of scale, or their raw materials are cheaper, the labor costs are cheaper, and their manufacturing plus shipping to India, let's say the total cost is around 8 rupees. So if they want to have the same 25% tariff, then they'll be able to sell their pens at 10 rupees, whereas the Indian company is selling pens at 12.5. So majority of people, of course, will end up buying the cheaper pen, assuming that both pens are similar. But if the Indian government levies a 25% tariff, so that brings the cost for the Chinese pen up to 10 rupees, and assuming the same 25% profit, then both pens are being sold at 12 rupees and 50 paise, or we could even have a higher tariff to make our own product even more competitive. So what the US is saying is tariffs are fine, but we are imposing very less tariffs, but our partners are imposing much higher. So other countries, India, other countries are imposing much higher tariffs. So is this something that is fair? Should the US have lower tariffs while India, Brazil and other countries have higher tariffs? So there's a reason why developing economies tend to have higher tariffs, and this is actually something that's agreed and negotiated typically with the help of the World Trade Organization. So when you look at developed countries, their industries end up being far more competitive. So there is always a risk that if developing countries or underdeveloped countries do not impose higher tariffs, we will, our local industries would not be competitive, and there would be a lot of dumping by these developed economies. Now, we might still say that, but so what if we are wanting to be fair? If there's another country that has a better product or is able to make a product at a cheaper price, should they not be allowed to sell it to us? So my personal take on that is, one reason why a lot of developing or underdeveloped countries are in this position is because of colonialism. So take India, for instance. The reason that our industries are not as competitive as, say, European or American ones is because for a long time under Britain, our local industries were not allowed to develop. So there were a lot of unfair practices. We were forced to, buy a lot of products from Britain, and a lot of industries were not allowed to thrive. So as a result, it is only fair that, we are given some time to make sure that our industries are also equally competitive or close to Western countries. And this is going to be the biggest impact that we are going to face. We are not sure how exactly US is going to levy these tariffs. I don't think that they are going to say that, okay, let us increase the tariffs on bikes from India to 100% and do it specifically at a product level. Probably they will look more at some sort of a blended rate. It could also be that they've made this statement and this could lead to a lot of countries saying, okay, we'll reduce tariffs. So India has, for example, already done that. So as a result, what does happen is, we would be forced to import more. Not exactly forced to import, but again, if it is cheaper or if it is of better quality, then that is something which people would prefer to buy. It's definitely good for consumers, because if you look at my earlier example, it makes more sense if you and I are able to buy a good quality pen at 10 rupees rather than 12.5. But as a result, what happens is, our local industries are not as competitive, jobs are less, and it could also impact our exchange rate, because if we are buying more from other countries, then we end up paying in dollars, euro, and other foreign currency. So these are some of the potential issues that India as well as all other countries are worried about. But these tariffs are not just going to impact other countries. There will be issues for Americans as well. First and foremost, of course, is the increased cost. So just the same way as it's increasing for India in my example of pens, the same thing is going to happen for the US. So if they are able to buy things cheaply because the manufacturing has been outsourced to Asian countries, if you want to add in tariffs, or you want to make sure that these countries are not allowed to sell to you, of course prices will go up. Now there's a reason why a majority of manufacturing is actually outsourced to other countries. If you take the US or Europe, their labor laws are quite strict, and the amount that they have to pay the workers is also a lot more. So the US, for example, has minimum wages that you need to pay, which are going to be a lot higher than what you would pay, let's say, a factory worker in China or an apparel maker in Bangladesh or so on, right? So as a result of this, the products that Americans buy, the consumers or companies, end up becoming more expensive. So it's an added cost for the consumers, and their own companies end up becoming a little less competitive because their raw materials might get more expensive. The other issue is they are not focusing on American strengths. Now, the US might not be that great at manufacturing. I mean, I'm sure they can do it very well, but it is going to be more expensive. But they are really good at the more intellectual aspects. So tech, innovation, scientific research, things like these. So take Apple, for example. Now, Apple does its manufacturing overseas, keeping the cost of, the phones and laptops lower. But the best jobs in terms of, designing the phones or laptops, the creative input of, coming out with what the next product should be, marketing, all of this is retained in the US. And these are typically better at much higher paying jobs. And that's exactly what you want. You would prefer to have the jobs which are generally considered better, which are more intellectual and which are much higher paying, to be there for your own countrymen. And you could outsource some of these parts, like the manufacturing and logistics and all of that, to other countries. This is exactly the same reason why immigration also works. Now, whether you look at within a country, like say within different states in India, or you look at people immigrating to Western countries, you do want people to come in and sort of take up the jobs that maybe your own people might not be that keen on. And these are again typically lower paid, or more physical jobs, if I can put it that way, right? More menial labor. By the way, if you want to know more about immigration, you can just put a comment in the chat and we'll have something out for you. But coming back to the topic at hand, reciprocal tariffs or tariffs of any sort might not be the best thing. So it's definitely something which will set globalization back, and it'll impact all other countries that are trading with the US. But what it'll also do is it'll hurt the US. It'll make products more expensive for them. It's also something which reduces their friendship with other countries. So other countries could retaliate back. They'll obviously not be that happy, and it takes the focus away from what America is actually great at. But this is something which is a downside of democracy. Democracy, of course, is something that we should absolutely have and is the best governing system, not just in my opinion, but that's a reality. If we are looking at people prospering and human development and all of that, it's obviously much better than a monarchy or a dictatorship and so on. But when we have people who are being elected for a 4-year term or a 5-year term in India, it's natural that they will focus on what short-term benefits that they can get, so that they can tell people at closer to the end of their term, saying, hey, I have done these things for you, right? So check it out, I built this school, this hospital, or I brought jobs back, or things like that, right? So you end up focusing on the short and the medium term rather than the longer term. And that is also why a lot of leaders would not do something which might cause pain in the short term but would be very beneficial to a country in the longer term. So say something like austerity spending. One way that this plays out in India is, of course, freebies. So this is again another topic that's being discussed a lot and that you should be aware of. Even the Supreme Court has given a view. There are positives and there are negatives. Every political party, of course, offers freebies of some sort in India. It comes from, us being a social welfare state, but there are negatives. Now, if you want to know more about freebies or immigration or any other topics that you're struggling with or you want guidance, just put a comment and we'll help you out. And make sure that you're checking out the daily news at mockcat.com. And if you want to crack CAT 2025 and you want to get into a top B school, then sign up at Mockcat and prep with 99.9 plus percentilers.